Hi, I'm Marie, and this is the Petal Pusher template. This is a lot of fun. You can see one shape is kind of like a leaf, and one is like the flower petal. Did your mom wear petal pushers? My mom wore petal pushers. This is a different kind of petal pusher. Lots of things you can do with this. I really like this ruler. So first of all, this is one of those that has the gap. So we're going to put that over the hopping foot. We'll just slide that on. Drop it around, and you can see I have little pieces of tape. This ruler has grids every 1/4 inch, but I still have a hard time remembering, so I put just a little piece of painter's tape on the back of there so that I can line up. I'm going to do this with ruler down, or with my needle down. I'm going to sink my needle, and I've already done a couple of locking stitches. So I'm just going to line that up. I'm using the one that's shaped like a leaf, so it's kind of pointed. And I'm just going to just sew around the top of there, to the top, and down. And when I get back to that grid line, I can just slide it over and do another one. This is one of those where you have the option that you can sew lots of different kinds of designs inside of there. You can see over here, I've just done some kind of fleur-de-lis type shape. You can make them pointed, or you can make them round, or you can leave this solid or plain. And I have a quilt that I've stitched these on. I'm going to bring this in, just kind of get you going and show you what we have that we're going to work with today. So this is that little petal design, and you can see it kind of curves in. It kind of looks like, as it frames this, it looks like a flower going around the outside, flower petals. I love this ruler because you can use it to make a motif or inside a square. So that's what I've done to do this design. This is the pointed shape of it, and this is the curved shape of it. And then I just went around the outside with a curve and a square and a curve and a square, and also used it in the center. So I'm going to show you how to use that, and it's really nice to use on a quilt. So I like a ruler that has lots of different things you can do with it. So we've done the petal. We've done kind of the leaf shape. I'm going to come to the end of there, and this time I'm going to use the curved shape. We have a lot of curved shapes, and we can do these just different clam shells. This one still gives you a different shape to it. I don't know if I have enough room to get in there and squeeze another one in there. But then I'm going to take my ruler off. You can see that it's just doing clam shells. And this is design, all I'm doing is starting from the corner, and then I'm just going to do a curl and down. Start from the corner, curl in the center and down. Curl in the center and down. And you can see I have some on the top and some on the bottom. You can do one on one side or one on both sides. And that's just a great little border, little sash that you can use for this design. I'm going to advance the fabric, and then we'll move on. With this template, you can do a flower. I like that you can do any kind of a little motif. What I've done here is I have a square, and I've just drawn lines across with the purple marker. So first of all, I'm just going to start in the center, bring up my thread, kind of do a little locking stitch. Then I'll bring in, and I'm using the round one, the one that kind of looks like a flower petal. I'm going to drop that. I'm going to just have my needle down, and then this has a center line for that petal. So I'm just lining that up with the line that I drew on the fabric. Then I'm just going to go around, back to start, and then I can just rotate my ruler until that center line lines up with the one that's now going horizontal or east and west. And I'm going to overlap just a little bit, and it's just going to look so cute. So shift it again. This time I'm pointing to the corner. That's the only part I have to line up with. I just keep my needle right in the center, line up that ruler with that center line, and make sure you use the ruler. Go around. There you go. Okay, and you just want to make sure that you have control of that ruler. If you have to move your hand, then you want to do that. So I'm just lining up that center line again. And I hate having all those threads in the way there, but we can just, there we go. Almost done. It's going to be so cute. Here we go. One last one, and that is to the corner. And back to the center, kind of tie it off. And let's see what that looks like. Oh, I had one more. You can see what it looks like. This one we'll say was a fan, or we'll leave that part down there so we can make a flower stem, right? So that's how you do it with the round one. It's pretty similar with the pointed one. This is the one that I did on this quilt that I stitched the star pattern. So I just drew across the center of here so that I knew where the center was. And then from the star, I can tell where my points are going to be. So I'll just get that in the center of there. This time we're doing the pointed one, and it's the same idea. This time I'm going to put it right towards the point of the star, okay? So I know it's going to overlap the star, and it's just the fabric. This is one of those times when I did not stitch in the ditch. I let the design take center stage. So I'm just going around and down, back to the start. Again, I'm pointing it just towards the tip of the star. That's that center line of the design. Hold on, make sure it's secure, and if you need to use Handi Grip to keep your template from shifting, be sure to do that. I like to just be able to twist that, line up towards the point. Make sure you have good control of it, because you don't want it shifting on you and you don't want it to slide under your ruler. So you're just going around, line up that center. I like this ruler that there's a lot to hold on to, that it's a big square one. Okay, we're going to make sure that we get all points on this one. And one more point to the star. So this is great that this works out to make this, to fill in a star on a quilt. Of course, you can use it for other things as well. Then I went back and filled in, and I'll show you how to do that. I missed one again. Oh, you know, you just can't do everything perfect, right? All right, I tried to do it, but I have to go back. I can't leave that one unstitched. So here's that very last one. I'm lined up, I'm holding on. We're gonna get that one in there, because I really like how this design works for a star. It would work on lots of motifs, lots of different quilts that you have. You can put that right in the center of there. All right, this is what I did to go around the outside. So I'm just going to start in the corner. This is one that you can travel at the same time. So I can do the stitch in the ditch. I did the little locking stitch. I'm bringing on my ruler, and I'm just lining up. I have that corner lined up so that the halfway for the leaf points up to that corner, and I just have my needle set in the corner, so that gives the exact spacing that I need to do this design. So I'm going to go to the top, come back down. Now from here I can do a design inside of there. I can do it now while I have the ruler, or I can take the ruler off. Since I want to trim the thread, I'm trying to save time, but those threads just bug me hanging out there. So we're going to trim that. And I'm just going to add a little curl in the side of there. The thing of it is because the outside design looks perfect, each one is done with a ruler, the inside ones don't have to be quite as perfect. So I'm going to stitch in the ditch, which is what that part would be, and travel over to the center of the star. So then I can put the round one on. And again, I'm just lining that up right here at with my needle right at the point. And we can go around. Do this one as a curve. And now I could either move the ruler away or I can do my little loop inside of there right now. Okay, now I'm going to take the ruler away. I like that I can use the edges of this to just travel with. So this would be stitch in the ditch, following that star, and come back. I have my needle down. I can just lift my hopping foot. I'm going to bring this one back on, line up with the corner. You pretty much got this figured out, right? We're just going to go around to the top, back to the bottom. And the one thing you want to make sure of is if this one curled, are you going to make them all curl all the way around, or are you going to curl towards the center? So we'll just curl this one. And then you would just keep traveling around. Okay. You can use this to do an edge to edge. So I'm going to move over here. Maybe you can already see this little critter, a little bug that's in there. I started out by making a flower and then adding some leaves to it, and I thought, oh, that looks like a bug to me. So we'll just do the body. You can see there's my bug, and I'm going to just travel. So I'll come over here to where my thread stopped, which would have been where I was traveling to. First I did the body, so we'll bring the round one on. So it kind of looks like a bug body. You have to leave space for the head. Now we'll do the leaves, or well, they're not leaves, this time they're wings. Not sure whether this is a bumblebee or a dragonfly, but we'll do the first one. Just rotate just a little bit so that we get both wings. Switch it over. And add just a little change to it. Oh, look how cute. Oh, it's just so cute. We're just going to add a little head. You can just fake a little round circle. Now you can leave the body empty, or you can just add a little swirl in it. Which I added the little swirl so then I could travel. So that is a great little edge to edge that you can do with this design. All right, of course, petals. I'm going to advance the fabric and we'll do some flowers. I think with the petal pusher, your options for flowers are endless. You can start out very simple, just add leaves. You can use it just with the petal pusher. You can add a circle to it to make a round center for your flower, and then echo. I echoed inside these leaves. Usually we echo on the outside, but I made them just a little bit smaller to match that flower. Here's my idea for the bumblebee came from this one, just adding 2 petals to it. And I'm all about adding 2, right? You can add inside the leaves, you can add around the flower, the center. So I'll just show you how I did the little flower. Once again, I'm glad that our rulers all have straight sides on them. They're multi-use. So we're just going to go up a little ways. We'll add a leaf to the side. I'm just going to back up, just follow that straight up just a little ways. All right, we're just going to do a circle here. We can add some petals. We'll use the ruler to come back down. Kind of even with the last one. We'll do another leaf on this side. And this is I just did a little echo. And you could do echo on the other side as well. But there's so many things you can add to make this petal pusher work for you. It is a great ruler.